What's cracking, guys? And I feel like I should be honest with you guys since this is kind of a big thing that's happened, and you wouldn't know about it otherwise, and you'd probably be wondering, for like a person that uploads pretty much daily, why he's not really going to be doing it for at least maybe a little while or something. And it's because last night my dad passed away, and like I can't exactly pretend to be happy or like brush over my feelings like nothing's happening, you know. So like it's not something I can just get over immediately anyway. And that's why I'm making this, at least partly for you guys to know, and also for me as a way to honor him in a sense. Because this is my passion, it's my job, it's what I'm capable of doing, and I feel like this is probably the best way I can honor his memory. I'm so thankful that YouTube has already given me a way to share how great my dad was by making a video with him earlier, and I'm so grateful that it's there, that I can always go back and see it. But I never really got to talk about who my dad truly was, and I don't really talk about my personal life too much. You guys know about that, but he was always there for me. And like my dad, even though like my parents were divorced since before I could even remember it, he still was always a consistent form of support in my life, and he was always there to pick me up, to take me over, and just to have a good time and hang with him and just share our love. I think one of my proudest memories of him was when he got one of my Lily shirts, and I had to custom make it for him because he wanted a long sleeve like a shirt, and I made it for him, and he put it on proudly in public and was walking around, and he didn't even know what anime was, for crying out loud, and he was wearing my shirt with a big old lily on it, some anime moves and other things, and he couldn't have been any happier. And God, I love that man. And even when we were kids, like maybe where I got some of my YouTube passion from, when him always recording things, like he recorded basically all of our childhood and everything, and he loved putting it on VHS, VHS, even before DVDs, and he would just watch it like over again. And he was just having a good time filming everything with a big old bulky camera. He always tried to be ahead of his time with that thing. Because people didn't have cameras back in the day, before like smartphones and other things were so easily accessible. This man was recording every single event that he could. And like I think it kind of rubbed off on me. Gave me a little inspiration to do what I can, because if my dad gave me like the recording inspiration, it was my mom who gave me like the animation and art inspiration, and this kind of combined together. And also my dad was always kind of a jokester. Like he always loved playing pranks and being sarcastic and being like a goofball. So I guess you could see where that kind of rubbed off here. But like things he would simply do was just like, you know, like when we were about to get in the car to go back to his house, he would just lock the door and then just start driving away, waving at us, just like, bye. Bye. But he of course he would stop and pick us back up, but he always called us like potty bigs and stuff like that too. Like, oh, you guys are my big potty bigs, like, and then like with my big bro, it's just like, you're the big piece of crap, but we had so much crap to go over that we had a leftover pile. That's you, Noble. Oh God! And of course, it was with love, and he was hugging us and doing all stuff. And then like he would buy us like video games, and where a lot of my video game passion came from was like when we had like this bad RC car that died within 2 minutes. And it's like, this is not a ricochet, which is what it was called. It was a ricochet. So he returned it, and then we got like the Sega Genesis in return, and we kind of got into like Sonic, and we got into like Nintendo was out too, so Zelda and Mario, and we just started a whole gaming session. That's kind of like led me to my career right now. So in a sense, like that one little moment of playing with that terrible RC car could have like started an avalanche into making like my whole career and who I am today. So it's like a happy little accident, you know? Like, you never know where life's gonna take you. And even though my dad didn't really know like anything about games because the internet wasn't really a thing, like he still tried his best to research what kind of games like we would like, and he would honestly get some of the most interesting games that I think we could ever play. Like I remember playing like the N64 like Body Harvest, like he got just like these got rave reviews and a lot of people really liked it, and even though it was mature like for us as kids, like it was still like a crazy good game. Like honestly, he just tried his best to make sure that we were always happy, and I just want to know that I am happy because of him, and he's always been that guiding light. And you know, he was more of like a pillar of support too, because even though he didn't really know how to help us in our career, and even though he knew he couldn't always be there for us, he made sure that he had a home and it was paid off, and he always kind of scratched and scrounged for every last penny he could, even if it was so silly. Like even if it was like cold or hot, he wouldn't turn on the heater, he wouldn't turn on like the AC, like just to save, to make sure that we had something, to make sure that we had a home that we could always rely on. So like even when he was gone, we would be able to have at least something from him and be able to have some security to know that he left us something. He never really spent anything on himself, even though he did have the money, even though that my brother and I are now successful, like he still wants to make sure. And in his final moments, I got to talk to him, and he was, even though he couldn't talk, I think he just wanted to make sure that everything was going okay, to make sure that my life was set up, that it couldn't be any better. And I told him that I was doing great. I have a wonderful girlfriend. I have a wonderful audience. I couldn't be any happier. And that's just a little bit after that, he passed away. He just wanted to be sure that I was going to be fine. I couldn't ask for a greater dad than that. Just wanted to make sure his kids were going to be fine. Make sure that we were always going to be okay. And I love you for that, Dad. I love you so much. So I don't want to go on too much of a tangent here, but like, just thank you guys for listening in, and thank you for being there and all your warm wishes. Like, it truly means a lot. And also thank you for your understanding, knowing that I'm not going to be able to force like a happiness like after this. I needed to get this out. I needed to do something because it's just on my mind, and this is a way for me to release what's going on inside my head and to put it down and to always be able to remember it, at least fondly, and these emotions. So anyway, thank you guys for your understanding. I really, really, really needed to get this out, and I hope that you guys, if you ever experience loss, that you guys have a way to release and have people that you can go to for love and support. And I have to thank this wonderful community, all my friends and my family, for helping me through this and being there, and know that I'll get better, because the last thing that my dad would want me to do is to like just give up after this. He wanted me to be successful, and he wanted me to keep working and strive to be better, and I would be a disservice to quit because of that, and it's really the last thing he would want. So thank you so much. And Dad, I love you. Thank you for everything. I'll always, always love you. Goodbye.